Good morning. It's February the 27th, the 22nd, 2016. Time to kick off another trading week. And we come into this morning's market with the stock market higher and treasuries off a bit. Stock market strength is attributed to massive Chinese intervention in their markets, again, both their currency and stock markets. The yuan's coming down. Some people say it will fall another 25%, 30% from these levels. And why is China doing that? Because they need the export to export as much as they can. It's their whole economy is built on what used to be cheap labor and no pollution controls to give them their manufacturing edge to right now maybe not so cheap labor, but they have become reliable suppliers for large companies around the globe. The oil rig count was low on Friday, and that supposedly is triggering the rally in crude oil. That plus Russia and Saudi Arabia's production deal, where they will freeze their production at January 2016 levels, which is the highest production either country has done. So that's not such a bad deal for them. On paper and writing, they've been able their production is frozen there where they can sell the crude oil or not. And then, of course, we have the return of Iranian oil, and they are going to generate sales. People will make sure that they have access to those markets. So the reasons for the stock market and crude oil rallying are pretty thin. It's also an auction week. Tomorrow's a 2-year. That usually brings in buying. 2 and 3 year paper does not have to be marked to the market. Can be carried at face value, and that's why banks always are receptive to that particular auction. So we have a B. The market is pointed down. As long as stock market is up, I imagine we'll see a little weakness in this market, but I don't think we'll break it. So 13 to 17 is going to be buy 1. 5 to 9 is going to be buy 2. On the sell side, 23 to 27. And then 31 to 03 for so 31 to 03 for sell 2. The news today is that Chicago Fed's National Activity Index last month was minus 0.22, and then PMI manufacturing at 52.5. And PMI usually doesn't move the market very much, but it's the only news we'll have today, so it might have more than normal impact. Do believe the first trade is from the short side in treasuries. See if we can test support at 12 to 16. Started cleaning up the grounds on my little estate, yesterday, and starting to pull leaves up. An excuse to be outdoors, right? And had fun doing it. And spring's probably, for us, 2 to 3 weeks away. Okay, looking at the 30-year, we have the last rotate up stopped at 08. We're currently at 2. Those 7 to 11, sell 1. And then 15 to 19, sell 2. We're into this tail. We have the overnight session low of 28, so 25 to 29, buy 1. Then 13 to 17, buy 2. I think the first trade is from the short side. But gold really got whacked last night. And I think it's some $20 lower than where it was on the close. 27, yeah. So support's 1200, right? And maybe higher. So 4 to 6, buy 1. 01 to 99, buy 2. The spill was from 15, so 14 to 16, sell 1. And then 19 to 21, sell 2. Again, I think any weakness in gold is bought for the reasons that we discuss continuously. Okay, the dollar is up versus the euro. It got whacked overnight. Big night for those that sold in London. And we're continuing to sell, but we've run the market down quite a bit. So 110.15 to 25 will be buy 1. And then 110 even, buy 2. And leaning against 110 even, I think, is a reasonable trade because people will cover their shorts against 110. It's a pretty round number. 45 to 55, sell 1. And then 70 to 80, sell 2. And I do, as usual, I do like the short side of the euro. The 15 to 25 is pretty aggressive, but we've come a long way overnight. Okay, looking at crude oil. Pretty flimsy reasons for a rally, in my opinion. But you can see that our 31.55 buy from the other day, although the market did get down to 32. You were able to come in G, H, and I period and buy it up. The market's at 33.10. That's $1.50. That's a pretty nice trade. Although some heat was felt if you did it with a resting buy order the first time down there. You don't have to do that. You can just an area I look at. If I see any sign of support, I can come in. And like I said, crude's up on what I would consider pretty flimsy reasons. So 33.25, 50, sell 1. 33.75, 34, sell 2. On the buy side, London's low was 41, so 32.50, 32 and a quarter, buy 1. And then 31.75, 32, buy 2. You don't need a fundamental reason for crude to rally. It's just the nature of the beast. And like Rich says, there's really one day a week where you have to worry about fundamentals. And if it's good news, the market usually sells. And if it's bad news, the market usually rallies when the EIA inventory numbers are released. You have the APIs on Tuesday night, but futures are pretty much closed. And so you deal with the fewest news announcements in crude oil than you do on any contract. And that has some appeal. If you hate the fundamentals and you won't trade them, crude is your market. Okay, I think one of the biggest things driving the stock market is the current short interest in stocks. It's as high as it's been since Lehman in 2008, the Lehman factor hit. Now, you don't really scare these people out of their positions. They're set for the right reasons, and they're set in individual stocks. They're not set on indexes usually. Hence the highest open short interest in NYSE stocks. So my point is they don't change their mind quickly, but it is a factor, and it can fuel short squeezes or a short covering rally, more so in the indexes than the individual stocks. And I think that's just one of the reasons why we are back to these levels. So 1950 is the next big round number up here, and also is a low volume number, and that's within reach. First sell, today's news will be 39 to 44. And then you want a resting limit sell, it's 49.5. 49 to 54 would be sell too. Like the second level better, just because 1950 is a round number. On the buy side, we're at 36, so 25 to 30 buy 1, and then 15 to 20 buy 2. And failure to extend and hold the 38.50, the overnight session level high, is again the easiest trade to see. Resistance holds, sell it. Going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible.